It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Nation TV. It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Nation TV. And we're coming to you live from CV Gitty. It's the Gitty Gang Show.
Gitty Gang Show.
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 It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Nation TV. Welcome to the Gitty Gang Show. Welcome to the Gitty Gang Show here on another beautiful Friday afternoon. I'm Ben Gitty. We've got Glenn Watt here, Nick behind the producer's desk,
Hey-o.
and a live studio audience of one today. See if you can guess who it is. So I'm glad to be back here on the Juke Shack stage after a week away. Had some good travels, some good times, made some, hopefully some interesting videos. We'll be getting to a couple of those later. What else we got today? We've got, of course, Watt Corner. We've got two compilations of your video submissions. The submissions to win the Hobo Fiddle. This one right here. I'm going to be announcing that winner today at the end of the show. It's possible the winner of this little Hobo Fiddle is watching right now. Possible. I don't want to give it away, so at the end of the show, don't let me forget. Nope. At the end of the show, it's on the list here. I'm going to announce the winner of that. 26 video submissions we received.
Awesome.
A couple of people sent in two. My dear mother being one of them. Only one entry per person, Ma. Come on. Oh, she's out there right now.
Hey.
So, yeah, the winner has been chosen. We'll announce that. The two compilation videos of the shout-out videos that were submitted by you folks. In order to be entered, I'm going to do a little bit of talking about my train travels to Ohio and back. And we got a video from Nick, an old country song, right, that he was working on the old Coke crate guitar that's leaning over here, and he sat down and got the cameras running and rolled that out, so I'm going to run that in a little bit. Wishing a bon voyage, an aloha, to our very own Kim Starling, who left a little while ago, and tomorrow morning will be beginning a voyage by air to Hawaii. Yeah, a well-deserved vacation. All right, so I think I got through all that stuff already. So I just want to briefly, before we get into the first submissions video, I want to briefly talk about the trip that I took to Ohio. I rode the train both ways. Amtrak from Boston South Station to Sandusky, Ohio, on last Tuesday, and then came back this Monday. So it was a long way by train, but I got to tell you, I wrote a little bit about this in this week's CB Gitty newsletter, if you happen to see it. These days when we travel, it's always about get there, get there, get there. If you fly, you know, it's all, you're just herded through gates and lanes, and it's all just go, 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 get it done, don't talk to anybody, and you're through. Driving, can be all right, but it's still about get this over with. The journey is the bad part. The destination is all that matters. While traveling by train, in my opinion, and for me personally, you get to step back from that. The journey is just as important as the destination. And it kind of has to be, because it takes a long time to get anywhere. But it gives you a chance to kind of step back, relax, and live in the moment for a little while. There's nowhere you gotta go, there's nowhere you gotta be. You're on the train, you can wander down to the cafe car, you can walk around, stay in your seat, read, write, listen to music. If you're like me, I was sitting there picking out some songs on my hobo fiddle. A couple of which we'll see here in a little bit. So yeah, traveling by train, for those of us who are historically minded, it's a great way to go. And anytime I'm able to, actually I was just looking at tickets to take the train down to New Orleans for the festival in January, the New Orleans Cigar Box Guitar Festival. The Crescent is the name of the train out of New York that goes to New Orleans. 30 hours.
Oh,
30-hour run. Maybe it's a little too soon after the last train trip, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it quite yet. But we'll see as January rolls closer how that goes. So yeah, on the train I got to see. I'd like to say from the train you get to see the back side of America. From the roads and the highways you tend to see the fronts of things. The train tracks run through the backyards, the back roads, the behind the factories and things, and you get to see a side of America that you don't usually get to see quite so easily. So you'll see some of that coming up in these videos that we're going to roll. Excuse me. You'll see some of that going by the windows behind me. So without further ado, let's run that first compilation video, Nick, and we'll be back with you shortly.
Hello, hi Gitty Gang, this is Ron Lutz from Eureka Springs, Arkansas. This is just one of the guitars I've just finished building. A little 4-string baritone water ski. And we found a couple others for the next project. Going to make some out of this. And then I might be going overboard. But since I'm not windsurfing anymore, I'm going to make a bass out of this. A little ultra bass lap steel. What do you think? Anyway, thanks for all you do. Bye.
Hi, this is Sharon Allen from Oklahoma, and I'm taking time out of practicing on my Cigar Box Mountain Dulcimer to say hi to the Gitty Gang show and tell you how much we enjoy your weekly podcast. Take care and keep playing.
Hi. Greetings from the northeast of England. I'm Alex Russell from Wrighton and Gateshead. Love the show, so keep it up.
Shout out to everyone at the Gitty Gang show. Glenn, Ben, Farley, Nick, all you guys rock. Keep doing what you do. We love you.
Gitty Gang, this is Clay Clark giving you a shout out from Arlington, Texas. It's 109 degrees here today, but it's still not as hot as the Gitty Gang show every Friday. Love watching the show. This is my favorite CBG. It's a 6-string made out of a tattoo box. I love the sound, and I love all the hints that I get watching the show every week.
Hey, Gitty Gang Show, just a shout out from Granby, Missouri. My name is Danny Gordon. Just to say how much I've enjoyed your show. I've learned a lot. This is my first year of Cigar Box Guitars. Thanks for everything that you do.
This is Jonathan Legassi checking in from Ithaca, New York, wishing the gang a very happy 1-year anniversary. And remember, build what you play what you love.
Okay, this is Lenny Henderson wishing the CB Gitty Gang, and that's all of us, so I guess, happy time and long-lived happiness. Bye-bye.
We're in front of Musicians Alley in beautiful downtown Sandusky, Ohio, where Gitty himself got his start playing guitar. Ben, this shout out's for you.
Keep up the good work.
Keep up the good work, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I just heard you. What? Hey, we're back. Well, thanks to everyone who submitted those awesome videos. As Nick commented earlier this week as he was putting those together, it's really amazing how many great creative people are out there taking part in, watching, but also taking part in this show. We really appreciate it.
That was really cool. I don't want to make too much out of it, but that was a real joy to see everybody out there. John Legassi, Lenny, that was really good stuff.
The little dog, you know.
Yeah, the little dog singing along was good stuff. Wow. So, Glenn...
yeah, I mean, there's just so many people who we should be saying hi to right now. Tom Petrie, Randy Pepler, Brian Weingartner, Larry Krause, Shaq Collins, Damon Park, William Patrick, Rob Roble, Louis Lamano, Tom Schaefer, Rick Flink, Bob Rawson. The list goes on.
Oh, boy,
Charles Dustin, Auron, Michael Capato, Danny Gordon, Mark Madding. I mean, it's just...
Matthew Daddy Simpson.
Hey!
Magic Daddy Simpson just logged in, wishing him a get well soon wishes, sending out to Matthew there. I wanted to say Randy Pepler sent me a message letting me know that his hobo fiddle had arrived. Very glad to hear that, Randy. And Shaq there had posted on Facebook in one of the groups recently a picture of a piece of, looked like oak or hardwood that had a knot, pretty significant knot in it, asking, can this be salvaged, can it be used for a neck? And there were some differing opinions on that particular topic. But most of the majority opinion was, you know, pack it with glue, make it work. It's workable, and that's part of, to me, what makes building these so interesting and so rewarding is, you know, you're using stuff in some cases that you probably shouldn't bother using, but you want to see if you can. You want to see if you can make it work. So so you do. You know, anybody can. Well, not anybody, but, you know, tracking down the finest materials, the high-end tone woods, and the book matched fronts and back. You know, there's what I tell people when they just on the train, somebody told me, you know, I said what I did, and like, oh, I know a guy who makes what he called real guitars. And, you know, do you ever build a real guitar? Like, well, I like to think so. But in my opinion, there's plenty of people out there building what I prefer to call conventional guitars, you know, standard acoustics and electrics. I like to build the non-standards, the unconventional, and using materials that possibly shouldn't be used or that takes a little more effort to make work. For me, that's part of it.
Rock on.
So, if you couldn't tell from my coughing and throat clearing here, one of the things that I brought back from my cross-country train trip was a summertime cold, much to my chagrin. And here we all are in a small room with no ventilation, so hopefully it's not the gift that keeps giving. But not going to be doing a lot of singing this week, but I've got a couple of videos that I recorded while on the train. See, on the way there I was in coach, and that means you're out in a car with a bunch of seats with a bunch of other people. On the way back I upgraded to what they call a roomette, which is a small little compartment, but it's yours. You're in there by yourself, the door shuts, the curtain shuts, you're on your own. The way I justified that to myself was, that'll let me set up the camera and record some videos, because I don't have the chutzpah to do that out in coach with people all over, and plus some of them might turn around and tell you to shut the hell up. So got my own little compartment and recorded, and here's the first one. I'm doing an old Johnny Cash song that you've probably heard me do before, but let the train blow the whistle when I go.
I don't want no aggravation when my train has left the station. If you're there or not, I may not even know. Have a round and remember things we did that weren't so tender. Let the train blow the whistle when I go. On my old guitar sell tickets so someone can finally pick it. Tell the girls down at the Ritz I said hello. And gossipers and liars, I will see them in the fire. Let the train blow the whistle when I go. Well, let her blow, let her blow. Long and loud and hard and happy, let her blow. No regrets, all my debts will be paid when I get laid. Let her blow, let her blow, let her blow. You'll be left without excuses for the evils and abuses down to today from years and years ago. So have yourself another toke from my basket full of smoke. Let the train blow the whistle when I go. Let her blow, let her blow. Long and loud and hard and happy, let her blow. No regrets, all my debts will be paid when I get laid. Let her blow, let her blow, let her blow. I say let her blow, let her blow. Long and loud and hard and happy, let her blow. No regrets, all my debts will be paid when I get laid. Let her blow, let her blow, let her blow. Say let her blow, let her blow, let her blow.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly had fun doing it and adding little. I thought it was cool. I didn't really plan it out, but the fact that the train was at a station when I started and then pulled out. I think that was Rochester, New York, that station. So I want to respond to a couple of. Damon says that my singing voice is soothing. Thank you. Part of the reason for that is I was trying to sing quietly, just to be sure I wasn't disturbing anybody in the little roomettes around me. So yeah, extra soothy there. Trying not to get yelled at by the. Tell you, the car attendants who work the Amtrak, they don't mess around. They're business. Anyway, we got Watt Corner coming up. Rich Cruz had asked if we could show one of the Rail Runner bridges that are currently on sale. While Glenn's doing Watt Corner, I'll run over and get one. Brian asked if I overdubbed the train whistle. Yes, I did. But that is a recording of the steam engine down in Strasburg, Pennsylvania, where I was back in April. So it's a recording I made, but there was not a steam engine pulling the Amtrak through New York. Anyway, the reason that Rail Runner Bridge that I'm about to go get is on sale is that today is
$5 Friday.
$5 Friday, the inaugural $5 Friday. The brainchild of Shane Spiel and I, mostly Shane, ain't gonna lie. Every Friday, gonna be putting 5 items on sale from the Gitty catalog for $5 each. Some pretty significant discounts on some of them. Some of them might surprise you. Some of the upcoming ones, you'd be like, they're selling that for $5? Well, it's happening, people. So I'm glad to see people liking what we've put up there so far. We're going to be doing it every week through the end of the year, I think, or at least through Christmas. So yeah, $5 Fridays. That's not the theme song for $5 Friday. While we're talking about new announcements and stuff, we've got a new line of Canjo designs fixing to come out. These are the first 2 here. We got a American patriotic kind of eagle and flag deal here. And then one that's a design I did meant to be reminiscent of an old oil can. Gotta get closer with that, Glenn Watt says.
Hey. There you go.
Gearhead motor oil.
That's the one.
Yeah, guaranteed, sludge free. It's true. It's true. I'm kidding. There ain't no sludge in here. All right, so you ready to do walk corner?
Oh, sure. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, I'm gonna go get that bridge.
All right, while you're getting the bridge,
give him hell, Glenn Watt.
Roll Tide, Jim Burt. So, welcome to Walk Corner. You know the deal by this point. You're submitting images to us after we send you an email link to submit images to when you buy stuff. You get the whole thing. This is the awesome work that you do that we have the opportunity to share with the world. And we're streaming on YouTube today as well, aren't we, Nick?
Yeah, we're
Awesome
on YouTube.
stuff. Awesome, very cool. Now, if you haven't seen us on YouTube, we're there. If you haven't seen us, we're also on the front page of Cigar Box Nation. This is Cigar Box Nation TV, the Gitty Gang Show. Welcome, every single one of you. We're trying to get to you as many different ways as possible. I saw somebody out in the comments mentioning Danny Weddle, mentioning something about wishing it was an audio file as well.
Yeah, or an audio feed, and I mentioned something about wanting to do a podcast at some point.
That'd be
or
awesome.
Like that.
Yeah.
Hey, if you guys, this is a perfect time. If you guys have any subject matter or anything that you'd like to hear from a Cigar Box Guitar podcast, I'd love to hear your ideas. This is not planned, but yeah, send them along. We'd love to hear them.
It'd be awesome. Now then, and I would like to hear that too. That's good stuff. This is Walk Corner and all that fun stuff. First up, in the first image we have from our good friend Matthew Simpson down in the Chapel of Groove. It's all good. Here we are. Down in the Chapel of Groove. Awesome stuff. Magic Daddy, it's you, buddy. Now, Matthew writes with his entry, hey, buddy. Yo, buddy. Can you say electric resonator ukulele? CB Gitty parts included here are the 4-string tailpiece. That is a stainless steel piece that our good man Jason out in manufacturing extraordinaire guy cuts those out on the laser cutter. Matthew put one of those on that nice little ukulele instrument. And then in image number 2, he shows that we have a preamp with a rod piezo to make it the electrified, the electrified ukulele that it is. Now Matthew writes that he put nylon strings on it as being a ukulele, per advice by Shane Spiel. Now somebody may be wondering, well, how isn't it electric with nylon strings? Well, as some of you may be already aware, that preamp that you see pictured is hooked up to a rod piezo, which is a contact piezo, meaning that it picks up the vibrations of the strings or whatever else is on the instrument, and that's transferred to the amplifier by some sort of electrical magic, and you get the sound. As opposed to, steel strings on an electric guitar that are used over a magnetic pickup. So you can use nylon strings on a contact pickup type situation, but you'll find that if it was a magnetic pickup, then the nylon strings wouldn't be floating your boat. Nonetheless, in image number 3 from Matthew Simpson, he shows that he's using our open gear tuners. And what I really wanted to point out here was I like Matthew's little finger coming in from the side of the image, because I like to think he's trolling us a little bit, giving us like that little pull my finger type joke, but it's probably just me. But thank you, Matthew. I think that's really cool. And then the last image, image number 4, what I dig about this is Matt showing how he made the resonator piece out of that pie plate. You can see the pie plate that he's holding over the resonator. You can see the resonator underneath it. Good stuff, Matthew. I'm glad that you shared that with us. I'm also happy to reiterate that this isn't just about cigar box instruments or cigar box guitars, but it's about the handmade musical instrument movement and what it is that you all do with the stuff, whether you get it from us or not, but what you all do with the stuff that make these incredible musical instruments. So thank you very much, Magic Daddy, for sharing that. And I think we should all just take a moment to say, hope you're well, Matthew. I know things are kind of tough right out there right now, so...
I doff my hat to you, sir.
Yes, we are doffing hats.
I did too, but you can't see me on
Bob's camera. All right, next. Our good friend up in Canada, Manitoba Hal B. Woo! Got us, a little double neck action here now. People are like, I've seen double necks all the time. I have too. However, this one's interesting in that it's a 3-string electric, and then you can see there a ukulele as well. And
that's brilliant.
It is brilliant. And Hal's a talented performer, plays one heck of a ukulele. If you haven't, please check out Manitoba Hal. The guy can play like you play and sing. He's a great entertainer. But I'm sorry, as Hal was writing in this image, this guitar is made from an old jewelry box, again, not a cigar box, an old jewelry box, and a busted Ohana tenor ukulele. In the next image, you'll see, as Hal writes, that the CBG neck, that the neck is pine, but he's got it braced. It's pine with a yardstick fingerboard, and I dig that. Like, he's taking, a lot of people are like, no pine unless it's super stiff. You can see a shorter scale. He's got it braced well. He can use pine on his instrument. It looks great. And in the last image from Hal's double necker, you can see he's using, bada bing, one of our electric Delta humbuckers jabbed up underneath those nickel wound strings that work well with magnetic pickups. So again, thank you very much, Hal. That makes awesome stuff. He's been on the show a couple times now. His images, and I'm glad to keep supporting you, Hal.
I should see if he'd send us a video.
Yeah. Yes. In the next image, we have from Diane K. Diane K has shared something with us before, but this one I felt compelled to share with you now because it's relative to our summer interests. Diane K writes, this is the Camping Canjo Club. She's staying at a campground. Now this rings true for me because having spent a summer in a campground with in a situation where there was a tiny house involved and instruments that we built here, and people walk by and they see stuff and they're like, I gotta see this neat stuff because I've never seen it before. Well, so this is why I felt compelled, because Diane K is in that situation. And she's in the, and anybody out there who spends at least a week in a campground knows that they all have these relatively tight-knit communities that people are kind of like jumping up all in your business, you know, because you're stacked on top of one another. But you make some really good relationships with people there. And that's what Diane here has, and she was writing that here are various Canjo one-stringers that she and her husband have built. They go over great on their street at the camper. The fun ones are the cigar box ones. My husband made the guitar stand out of PVC pipe, as you can see there. Then each Canjo produces a different tone, which I like to hear. She's paying attention to her different instruments. Everyone walking by stops in to hear us play. So we thought we would have a club and all practice together and teach each other songs. That's if it's not family that gets me the most, then it's community right after that. I just love that Diane and her husband are building and sharing and bringing people together in their community to enjoy music with one another. So thank you very much, Diane K. Now, next we have from Kenneth A. Check this out. So I'm going to ask you, first and foremost, go ahead, like I don't expect anything out of you too crazy, but what do you think this is? That's all. Just if you can just jam it in the comments. And you may get the instrument, but specifically what type of instrument this is. Because, now I'll give you a little bit here. It's book matched material by Kenneth A. He builds this whole thing himself. He doesn't buy any milled wood. He mills all this himself. The dark wood you see is black walnut, and the light wood is alder. Now, I'm going to ask you all out there, do you see the two headstocks on this image? You think it's, do I get dulcimer out there? Because you're right if it's a dulcimer, but you see the two headstocks? This is what separates it from just normal dulcimers.
Joe Peach had it.
Hey!
Joe Peach was first to say mountain dulcimer.
Mountain dulcimer. Well, I'm looking. Yep. And well, it looks like Shane Spiel. Shane Spiel. Ding, ding, ding. So in the next image that Nick has for you, you'll see why it's a courting dulcimer. And I love this little bit of story that Kenneth has for his dulcimers that he builds. A courting dulcimer, Kenneth writes, was used way back when sweetheart couples courted or dated. Usually the couple sat in a parlor with an auntie and a grandmother in attendance. They seated themselves on chairs facing each other and played the dulcimer on their laps between each other. Doing this would provide the couple an opportunity to communicate and cooperate before committing to anything greater like marriage. And I really dig that. Cool. It is cool. You know, that's just an old Southern Appalachian thing, just kind of keeping something in between, keeping two people separated. Can't let them get too close.
And I remember Shane, oh no, camera.
Yeah, get in there.
I remember Shane telling me, here, I'm right here, folks. I remember Shane telling me that there wouldn't have to be a mother or grandmother in the room because they would know if the music stopped, something was going on.
There you go. Love it. So I think this is beautiful work, Kenneth A. I'm glad that you shared it with us. It's really cool to know that you mill all your own wood and make all these instruments using some of our parts too. So thank you very much. In the next image, this one's a little bit more jazzy for y'all. It's from Brian N. It's a hot rod 4-string with a cherry box and fretboard, curly maple neck. Now, you can't see it great in this picture, but there's a nut, like a box wrench. Not a nut, a box wrench that is serving as the bridge, or the saddle. A chunk of old ring gear off a flex plate from a '99 Ford Ranger for the tailpiece. And then you can see like that, you know, he's got the, presumably laser cut, but maybe he did those by hand. The flames, and like the blow torching on the flames, and like the different stamped or laser burnt materials like the choppers, and like there's a thrush. Some of you who are more familiar with automotive stuff, there's a thrush logo below the tailpiece there. Good stuff, which I love. And the next image, now it's not perfectly seen, but you can see, as Brian writes, there's a steel braided hose from a Cummins ISX turbo oil feed, a fuel gauge from a Thermo King refrigerated trailer tank. These are all, it's all Greek to me. Not a car guy. But, and wheels, which I love here, for the volume and the tone knobs there, wheels from a die-cast hot rod toy car for knobs. But that was a mouthful for me. Yeah, so you got little die-cast wheels for knobs. I think that's awesome. And then the last image from Brian N., which I dig, he just kind of that piece de resistance, or that finial, is the rat rod headstock. And as I came to know just now, I'm familiar with the term, and I'm sure all of you out there are already familiar, but the rat rod is a style of hot rod or custom car that, in most cases, imitates or exaggerates the early hot rods of the 40s, 50s, and 60s here in the States. So I thought that was just a well-themed, well-put-together guitar. So thank you very much, Brian N. I think that's awesome. Last up, thank you for bearing with me. Last up is my good man from Northern England, Shaq Collins.
Shaq Collins.
You, sir, Shaq Collins. Now, I'd prefer to see in this chair you, Shaq, sitting with a smoking jacket and a pipe of sorts. And the guitar is, you know, is negligent, whatever. But
there's a guitar in that picture?
Yeah, I know. Shaq, that's an awesome chair. He's even an awesomer guitar. He's an awesomer. I said it. Guitar. Love it. Now, Shaq writes about this. Hi, Gitty Gang, or as we say from Northeast England, all reet, lads and lassies. Anybody here want to take a better stab at that one?
What?
All reet, lads and lassies.
All reet, lads and lassies?
Yeah, I can't say it. I sound like a Northeast New England guy trying
because
to...
you are a Northeast New England guy trying to do something.
I got nothing. Anyways, this is, as Shaq writes, this is his latest build. He made the decision after a few successful acoustic builds that he wanted a bigger, deeper sound from this guitar, so he decided to make the box himself. Good stuff, buddy. As always, as Shaq writes, I aim to keep each build looking as lo-fi as I can, so once the box was ready, as Bob Ross would say, I beat the devil out of it. And the next image from Shaq Collins. On this 25-inch oak neck, I cheated a little with the headstock in that the drilled recesses for the tuners mean the head didn't need to be notched out. I know we all love notching, Shaq writes, but I'm so lazy, always happy to take a shortcut. I'll be honest with you, I think it's brilliant.
This is brilliant.
Yeah. So, laziness aside, brilliant stuff, you know, because that's one of the things, like, especially for new instrument builders, new good, whatever we all are, using that, if all you have is a cope and saw and you're notching out the neck and the headstock with that thing, man, it's discouraging on your first one. But
that could be a game changer for those that don't want to cut out that much material in their headstocks.
Yep.
Yep. Forcing her bit to do it.
Yeah.
So good stuff, Shaq. I think it's we all approve. How's that sound? In the next image Shaq has here, after staining the lid, I sanded it back to a point where it looks like it's gone through a few rounds with Shane Spiel. And yes, sir. Yes, it has. It looks awesome. And last, in the next last image, Shaq writes that he decided to stain the neck before shaping it, just to see what it looked like. And he, you know, I love it. Like just the way that it I don't know, you get that two-tone thing going on. I think that's really cool, Shaq. You know, he continues with, definitely something I'll continue to do on future builds. All in all, I'm really chuffed at the whole thing, or with the whole thing, excuse me. In fact, I'm over the moon with how this turned out, as well you should be, because it's awesome.
I was going to say, chuffed is a good thing.
Yeah, chuffed, yes.
Chuffed.
Chuffed.
Means happy or pleased.
What this guy said. With an E-tuning, it sounds like it's gargling gravel. It's got the best kind of raw sound with the slightest of buzz, so you know it's homemade, and to me, that's what these are all about. I love seeing old things. So this is the last part that he wrote that it really hooked me in, because I think you know how to get it to me, Shaq. I love seeing old things out and about that look like they have a story behind them. Things like old crumbling barns, or maybe a big old tree that's seen better days. Yeah, that kind of thing. As with my builds, I want to tell a story, even if that story is just how it was made. And the fact that Ben's got hobo fiddles with stories, and Farley's got builds, stories with her art, and Nick's got stories with his stuff. You all have stories with all your builds. That's what makes sharing this kind of stuff so cool and so important. And thank you very much for all sitting through yet another Watt Corner.
Watt Corner! Another 10-15 weeks, I'm going to have that theme jingle down. So, yeah, that was some good stuff. I forgot what I was going to say. Well, that's all right.
Got a bridge.
Yeah, I did go get the bridge. So Rich Cruz had asked a little while ago about what we call the Rail Runner Bridge. This is actually Rev 2 of the Rail Runners. I'll just come up close, even though you won't be able to hear me so good on the thing. So it's an acoustic bridge with a brass rail for the saddle. It's been nicely beveled and tapered on our grinder. And you basically put this on your cigar box guitar right there, and it serves as the bridge. We make these in-house. We cut the wooden base, and you can get them, I think, in 4 different woods: walnut, maple, paddock, and fourth one. Walnut? Did I say walnut?
You did.
Oak. Oak. White oak, maybe? Yeah. And we got them on sale right now for $5 a piece. Now, this is the acoustic version. Very shortly, very soon, we will have the ones with the Rod Pizzo, the electric versions, electric acoustic, in there. So yeah, Rail Runner bridges.
Nice. It's worth a gamble at $5.
Yeah, why not?
Hey.
That's all I had. All right, so next we have a very special presentation for you, a musical presentation, the musical stylings of our own Nick Lanciano. I think that's next, right? Yes, it is. Playing the Casey Jones Coke Crate guitar, doing good old country song, Big Iron. Is that it? Awesome. Big Iron?
Yeah, Big Iron.
Big Iron.
The town of Iowa Free rode a stranger one fine day. While he spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his head, big iron on his head. It was early in the morning as he rode into the town, riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw roosing, running with a whisper from each lip, and he's here to do some business with a big iron on his head, big iron on his head. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24, and the notches on his gun belt were running 94, running On stage he started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was an Arizona Ranger, wouldn't be too long in town. He was there to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead. He said it didn't matter that he was after Texas Red. After Texas Red. Wasn't long before this story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, many men who tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the Ranger with a big iron on his head. A big iron on his head. No one passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they rode out to the street. Folks were watching from their windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome Ranger was about to meet his death. About to meet his death. There was 20 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. The swiftness of the Ranger still talked about today. Texas clad had not cleared leather when a bullet fairly ripped, and the Ranger's aim was deadly with a big iron on his head. Big iron on his head. It was over in a moment and the crowd all gathered round. Before the made one final slip, when he tried to match the Ranger with a big iron on his head. Big iron on his head. Big iron, big iron. When he tried to match the Ranger with a big iron on his head. Big iron on his head.
All right, good work on that, Nick. I was just telling him while that was playing that, you know, I know a lot of old country songs, but that's one that I never really had heard much before. So I gotta change that. Good stuff.
One of the old cowboy ballads.
Cowboy ballads, yeah, buddy. What I'm picking on right here, we were having a little jam session while Nick's video was playing. This is a new rusticographic ink transfer guitar. Take a look at that design on there. Homemade music. Homemade music. A theme I think most of us can associate with. I took kind of a piece of stock imagery. Originally it had engine pistons on here. Well, I took the pistons out and put the old cigar box guitar in there and added that text, so sounds really good. These boxes really sound good. Alright, so now we've got the second part of the video submissions for you. Videos submitted by you good folks out there in order to be entered to win the Hobo Fiddle. And we'll be announcing that winner at the end of today's show, coming up in just a few minutes. So here's that second submission.
Hey! Hey, this is Danny Weddle, coming to you from Overland Park, Kansas. I started watching the Gitty Gang show about a year ago. So about when I started going on there, I got interested in it because I saw somebody playing a diddly bow out there, and I saw how they built it, and so I built my first one, and then I had to figure out how to play it. So I went out there and saw Shane Spill, so nice shout out to Shane Spill as well. And kind of fell in love with building, and from there I saw 3-string guitars, and I kind of went and just got crazy. I started learning how to build and just fell in love with it, and from there I said, well, I need parts, and where do I find parts? CB Gitty out there, and I just simply love the show. I get almost everything that I used to build I get from CB Gitty out there. Definitely frets, wires out there I use all the time, and that's where I get them from. I also get, you get that in frame. I got guides to how to mark the frets, get tuners out there, get wire, and of course, maybe some of the most valuable stuff is these songbooks. They are very loved. They have coffee stains in them now. They're just, great resources for me out there. And so anyway, I'm just doing a quick shout out, telling you guys how thankful I am that you're there and you're doing what you're doing. I get a lot of tricks and tips from the show on how to build and how to play. And so thank you. And I'll keep building and playing and watching the show. Thanks. Bye.
Hi, Gitty Gang. This is Steve Whittle, Hershey, PA. See ya.
Hello, Gitty Gang. It's a shout out from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, Rick Card, aka Rondo Ricky Bobby. Got my lunchbox guitar here and saying hello from the Great White North.
Hello from the Peace Family from Small Town, Missouri. Shout out to everyone at Gitty Gang and all you Gitty players.
Hey, this is Jimmy Circle from my own workshop saying hey to the Gitty Gang. Hey!
Hey Gitty Gang, it's Michael Capato. I'm sitting in my office in Detroit, getting ready for another exciting Friday with the Gitty Gang show. I just wanted to chime in and say thanks for everything you do for this wonderful and addicting hobby of cigar box guitars.
Hello, Gitty Gang. Louis LeManic coming to you from the porch of my camp in Bedford, Pennsylvania, United States of America. I am a proud member of Cigar Box Nation. I'm apparently a top fan of CB Gitty on Facebook. And I just wanted to say thank you. Today, my wife and I have spent the entire day, it's now supper time, playing our cigar box instruments. We plan on playing for the rest of the night and the rest of the day tomorrow. Little CB Gitty getaway weekend. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate everything you do. I'm proud to be part of the nation, and I love you all very much. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Hello, Gitty Gang. This is Rick Gainey down in Florida, recovering from back surgery, but still getting to play around a little bit.
watching that. We ended up running my Astrakhan Farewell train video right after the submission. So again, thank you to everyone who took the time to record a little video and send it over to us. We loved watching them. Hope that you've enjoyed seeing them get played back. And yeah, I think without further ado, it's time to announce the winner of the Hobo Fiddle number 11 here. Oh, I still haven't signed the back. I will sign the back
home, it's
before
me.
we ship it. This is number 11 that I built. What's that?
Yes, you can all go home. It's me. That's it. That's why we waited till the end of the show. None of you. It's me. I'm taking it.
No one involved with the Gitty Gang show is eligible to win. So, out of the 26 submissions, I pulled up the random number generator, and it picked the number 10, and I counted down the list, and the winner of the Hobo Fiddle is none other than one of the guys you saw in that last compilation video. I'm stretching this out. Mr. Danny Weddle. Danny Weddle is the winner of the Hobo Fiddle. We've already got his address on file from when he orders from CB Gitty. So I'll get this signed and packed up, and we'll get it sent out to Danny. So congratulations, Danny, and a huge thank you to all of you who took the time. We're going to be doing more things like this. We love seeing your videos, and it makes this show, it's not just about us on stage here, it's about you out there. It's an interaction, it's a conversation, not a dissertation. So thank you. Yeah, Joe says I mispronounced his name there when announcing the winner. Good one, Joe, good one.
I jumped the gun, I forgot about the...
So, a couple of announcements. A little bit later this month, just a couple of weeks, we've got the Pennsylvania Cigar Box Guitar Festival coming up, the 9th annual. And it turns out it's on Saturday, August 25th. They're at the York Emporium in downtown York, Pennsylvania. And there was a surprise announcement a week or two ago that the 12 o'clock spot on the main stage is going to be attempted to be held down by yours truly.
Awesome.
I still haven't worked out my set. It's going to be interesting to see exactly where that goes. So, yeah, it's going to be a good time. This past weekend was the Ozark Cigar Box Guitar Festival down there in Warsaw, Missouri, organized by Ryan Mackey and others. I saw Ryan's name out there earlier. Looked like a really good time down there. Travis Bolin was there, AJ Gaither. Looked like a really great event. So congrats to Ryan and everyone involved with the Ozark Cigar Box Guitar Festival. And also coming up September 22nd down in Georgia is the Georgia Cigar Box Guitar Festival, organized by our good buddy Mr. Rusty Taylor. Hey, there's Danny. Danny, you're a winner.
Hey,
congratulations.
Hey. Congratulations, buddy.
So unless anybody has anything else.
Tomorrow, we got the 30th monthly meeting of the Cigar Box Minded Michiganders from 1 to 5 in Petoskey, Michigan, which is up here. Wait, this way. Up here.
There.
Somewhere.
Yes, we got the 1 year anniversary of Mr. Nick Lanciano rolling around the corner here.
Yeah.
Little celebration tomorrow. Gonna try to make it by for that. All right.
Old pig roast.
Pig roast. It's the Gitty Gang show on Cigar Box Nation TV. It's the Gitty Gang show on Cigar Box Nation TV. Came to you live from CB Gitty. Well, we come to you live every Friday afternoon at 2. Yeah, we come to you live every Friday afternoon at 2. And if we don't see you out there, don't know what we'll do. Something's happening. Well, all you need is a sticker box and some strings. All the verses today, Glenn Waters. All you need is a sticker box and some string. Well, you put them all together, you know she's gonna ring. Well, Gitty Gang Show. Gitty Gang Show. It's the 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 Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Station TV.
That's the one.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week.